The Redeemer has risen.
Hey, what's up guys, Master here, come back to do another video commentary, and today I'll be casting a game which was actually submitted to me, so I've heard comments already, saying that this is going to be a really good game, but nevertheless it's going to be on Tournament Odyssey, and this was a series casted by, I think it's the Russian community. They have their own YouTube channel where they have and host weekly tournaments. So yeah, go check it out if you don't know of it already. So yeah, we're going to be, once again, on Odyssey. Going to see haruspex and shoktrepet. These guys play in the best of series. I was planning to cast the entirety of the best of series, but I learnt that game 1 wasn't saved, so that's a pity. Though stay tuned, because I'm going to bring you 2 games from that series. The highlights, they've said, one of the best games of that series. So let's get into this one. And over on the right hand side of the map, Tournament Odyssey, we can see haruspex playing as the purple Jedi faction. Let's confirm if that's him. Yeah, it is. And over on the left hand side, we can see shoktrepet playing as the Black Hand. And both of these guys, as we saw from the player status screen, did pick their factions. So both of these guys are going to know what kind of scouts they're up against in the early game, what really to expect, and that's going to really influence their decisions early on. Whether, for example, haruspex decides to take the defensive tower or not. I think he's rather safe to do that because, of course, he can just dig a foxhole near this, and these cabals are going to be no threat to those rifles. He's going to lose a rifle here, though, haruspex. That's unfortunate. Despite the range nerf that we made to the Confessor Cabals, they are still the unit with the longest range of any scout early on. And if we can see, haruspex is going to take that right here. You may suspect that that's the case, shoktrepet, because why else would you put a bunker there? It's obviously to protect the engineer. But let's see if shoktrepet can identify that. He's probably got vision there already, but yeah, he's going to come down here. Maybe expecting rifles down here. That's good practice, especially versus Skren factions where they could potentially have disintegrators too lurking around in those parts. But just stock standard eco build from either one of these guys so far, so this game's not going to be over in the first 5 or so minutes. Rushes and Kane's are so extremely lethal. Like if one guy gets an early advantage, it can be very hard to come back from. It requires your opponent to make all sorts of mistakes. If he had, scored himself a harvester kill earlier on, or a refinery with a reckoner rush. Reckoners are not as powerful as they once were, though. The speed was really the deciding factor of them being really overpowered, because they could just traverse the map and arrive in the Jedi player's base before they even scout the Black Hand player's base with a pitbull, which is insane really. Scouts getting cleaned up here for shoktrepet, haruspex, deciding to expand on 2 power plants. Bike Rush and a few others have different ideas. They think that expanding on 1 power plant is a good idea with all factions. With Nod, I agree with them, because it takes 3 power plants with Nod to not fall on low power. Though if you expand with 2, you can always power down one of the refineries and you will be on full power then. And of course, when you are low on power, buildings and units that you train from the war factory are going to be built much slower, so bear that in mind. It can slow you down. But what do we have here? Wow, didn't even spot this all this while, and that just goes to show, guys, how bad the minimap is in Kane's Wrath. You do not know where units are on it. I'm staring at the minimap, looking. The only thing you can really notice is the battle cursors, from a player's perspective, and also from a observer's perspective as well. But wow, haruspex is not going to see this coming. Shoktrepet is definitely going to catch him by surprise here. He's probably going for a refinery as well. That could be really bad. He's making a pitbull. I think he needs to really consider the fact that there is no refinery in shoktrepet's base. He must suspect that something is wrong here. You can't assume that shoktrepet forgot to build his refinery. One thing you can do in tournaments is you can say, oh shit, I forgot to build. When a matter of fact you didn't, of course. So that's why I suggest that you mute players in tournaments, not just in Kane's Wrath, but potentially, every game in RTS. Your opponent can do that. And wow, he's going to get a refinery straight away, so this paying off for shoktrepet immensely. haruspex, though, making it difficult for him. He's going to get himself a flame tank there, but definitely worth it. That may not have given away the fact that there is a expansion post captured by shoktrepet, though rallying these infantry here will probably raise an alarm bell here for haruspex. And this rush is going pretty well for shoktrepet. He's also getting eco behind this. No harassment, no counter harass from haruspex. This could be over. But he's got a predator tank out here. He's not got a refinery queued. I think this would have to be a refinery if he is to stand a chance of coming back here. But he's getting his war factory burnt down, which is really bad, which means further flame tanks is going to be a problem. But he does have one war factory here, so he can build predator tanks. He's going to get elite flame tanks. So yeah, this is really paying off here for shoktrepet. But just what haruspex needed to come back from this. He's got a counter harassment coming on, but shoktrepet is Black Hat. He can draft those cabals all day, though not as effective, nearly as effective as they once were. Pipples, really, he could have seized the opportunity and killed these harvesters. That one especially, it's on no HP at the moment. But rocket's going to get destroyed, bunker going to get destroyed. And haruspex, he does have a refinery up. He's trying so hard to recover from this, but he's still unaware completely that there is a war factory on that field. So any further flame tanks could be a problem. We see one up here for shoktrepet. And does he have those pitbulls around here still? Yes, he does. He's got 5 or so, but you know, shoktrepet's ready for that now. He has a couple of scorpion tanks. Flame tank coming around the back, and he's going to grab himself another refinery. So this is not going so well for haruspex at all. But actually, no, he cleans that up. But yeah, this shoktrepet is doing a lot of damage here. I think if he makes a quick switch to infantry, he could probably seal this game, considering how haruspex is a long way from AP ammo. Remember, haruspex has to recover by building a refinery, then subsequently go for a tier 2, and then it's like another minute 30 for the AP ammo. So if he made a quick switch to AP ammo, especially, I mean to infantry with all these scorpion tanks, then it's going to be pretty lethal. The scorps there to prevent the infantry from being crushed from the predator tanks. That's always something that you can do. And it's a combination that I once used in the past as well. Not necessarily with scorpion tanks, but with flame tanks as well. With blue flame. Very, very powerful combination. But yeah, harvester going to get destroyed here for shoktrepet. I guess he wasn't focusing. He's got one harvester there. May want to get that back to work. Defensive tower is still captured by haruspex. Maybe he can get some work done with that. Not even sure if he got any kills with that this game. But yeah, shoktrepet, he's just read my mind. He's going for infantry, but he needs the upgrades, man. I know he's Tyrone Wars player, but he obviously knows that he is playing Kane's Wrath here, and he does have that Black Disciple upgrade, which does add a Flame Trooper, a Black Hand Trooper to each and every basic infantry unit. So it's going to be very powerful. It's going to make these infantry units very, very bullet spongy. And a lot of people argued that they were extremely OP in the back in the day. That's why Black Hand was one of the best factions, because they just had the best infantry. And even the hard counters, like AP ammo, hammerheads and APCs, were not necessarily, you know, the true hard counter to them. But shoktrepet is going to completely circumvent these tanks here. He does have the faster unit. The map is Tournament Odyssey, and that means he can just, you know, roam across the map with impunity of these faster units here. I think shoktrepet may want to consider transitioning into hammerheads for that very reason, get some hammerheads out. But, you know, surprised that haruspex has made something of this. He's got a counterattack in the back of shoktrepet's base, and this could be a problem. He's going for hammerheads now, I think. The scorpion tanks are going to roam into the back here and kill all these harvesters. That could be a problem. Infantry as well. Going to snipe this MCV on the Tiberium. That is extremely unfortunate. AP ammo could be completed because it looks like shoktrepet didn't actually kill that command post here. And wow, this is going to be really bad. I think he needs to keep some preds at home just to, I mean, to harass these harvesters on that field. If he can kill all of shoktrepet's harvesters, then maybe he has a chance. He needs the AP ammo though, like right now. And I feel that he needs to pull his harvesters back as well. There's no point here just sitting around here losing them. He does have a refinery, albeit, you know, almost dead in the top, so he can unload his harvesters there if he loses this entire base. He does have eco. AP ammo about to complete. He desperately needs it though. This shower tank here, if he can get one shot through those infantry, he can destroy all of them. And this is likely going to get cleaned up here. Hammerheads being reinforced. Rifle is going to do some major work here. Rockets, If they've already acquired targets on vehicles, they won't actually target down rifles that are in front of them. The Black Disciple and the Rocket Squad itself count as one unit, so they both shoot the same thing. So if the Rockets decide that they want to shoot a vehicle, well, guess what? The Black Disciple member will also do that. And even if the vehicle is not in range, it will just ignore the rifle that's, you know, blatantly shooting in front of it. But here we can see another attack from haruspex. He's got Preds here, he's got APCs, but he's going to get scared back. Oh, I reckon he could have taken that with all the rifles he had there. But tier 3 down here for shoktrepet. Flame tank in the back as well. But haruspex is just going to salvage that one there. Wow, just by the skin of his teeth, though. He doesn't have many harvesters. He's making harvesters now. He needs to go for an expansion. Surprised that shoktrepet during this time hasn't actually popped the refinery down there. He doesn't need to move his MCV, though. haruspex is going to get underway with an expansion right now for himself. Hammerhead's finally going to scout this here. This should prompt haruspex to clear this expansion out, because if he can do that, that's going to deny obelisks and such coming from this location. And yeah, he's going to catch this flame tank out in the open as well, but I'm not sure if he's looking. Maybe his attention is focused elsewhere. Rifles and infantry moving across there. haruspex is a little bit indecisive. He's got his MCV expanded here. Looks like that defensive tower was finally destroyed. Mantis coming out here as well for shoktrepet, and I feel that considering how he has a tier 3, he could probably go for a Redeemer, though I'm guessing he probably got that destroyed. I guess haruspex got a lucky snipe on that tier 3. That's the only way I saw that coming. He's not going to be like Leaf, who just sells his tier 3 and gifts his opponent a win that way. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I honestly thought in that first person video that I lost it to a flame tank, but no, apparently I didn't. So haruspex is going to camp here. He's just allowing time though for shoktrepet to, you know, amass enough forces here to deal with this. Flame tank's continuing to be a problem for haruspex. He's going to get his refinery almost certainly taken out here, but maybe not. I mean, that flame tank was almost dead to begin with. Oh, unfortunately gets it. And I feel that haruspex, he's still on the back foot in this game. It's going to take a miracle for him to come back from this position. He's going to pop down here. I don't think shoktrepet is looking. He's probably massing another force up here. No, he's actually got his tech. Was I not looking and he hid his tech there the whole time? I'm going to have to rewind that, because I guess I didn't maybe see it. But yeah, tick is still around for shoktrepet. And I just don't feel it's a wise idea pushing into the infantry. Maybe if he can get one lucky shatter attack shot and crush all these infantry with the pred tanks, he can make something work with it. He needs to do a scatter move here. He needs some hammerheads in the back of the base as well to try, you know, clean up these infantry. And every unit is going to count here for haruspex, who doesn't have much income. What do we have here? A couple infantry units. Shoktrepet going to establish an expansion here. There's nothing really to threaten it at the moment. And I feel that shoktrepet is slowly but surely going to be winning this game. But we'll see. I mean, these harvesters are getting destroyed. Mine drops coming down. Rockets inside the harvesters as well. They're going to be causing a problem. Shoktrepet has nothing to deal with this. He's got an MCV. He's trying to queue an obelisk. Those do take 20 seconds to build. He's going to drop an obelisk here. And he may get another harvester for his trouble. But, I mean, that was a pretty good attack for haruspex. He does have an income himself established here. Maybe want to get some more harvesters out. Maybe consider even going for hammerheads. Though I did see a mantis around earlier. I guess he lost that as well. But shoktrepet doesn't want to move into haruspex's base. I guess he doesn't feel confident, you know, pushing into the defender's advantage MCV. When you push into your opponent, you want to make sure you have overwhelming numbers. Otherwise, you will get thwarted by those, you know, really powerful base defenses. And AP ammo watchtowers are certainly very powerful, as you'll see right here. So, yeah, one purifier. I mean, if he loses this here, he could be gifting it to haruspex. He only has a couple of pred tanks here. His army's way out of position. I guess he's trying to hold this back. I mean, he has to hold it back. His MCV's here. And let's see what he's going to do here. He's going to Pop down some watchtowers. This MCV certainly needs to be fenced, otherwise he will be losing it. Wow, without a fence, look how much damage that takes. He's going to go straight down. And he's going in for the crush on these infantry. Shoktrepet being a Tyrant Wars player, he should know how to scatter move. He didn't though in that point in time. I guess he's focused mostly on this Purifier, which is in the back of the base. The eco is established here for haruspex. So if he gets another MCV out, maybe he has a chance in this game. Because look at this income he has established here. He has a husk as well. MCV though is in the front, so that could be a problem. He's looking to push this army back with an obelisk though. Just one obelisk at a time is not going to do too much damage. In fact, no, he's on multi-MCV. And I feel that haruspex is maybe donating too many forces here. He needs to go back. Just don't feed this here. Charged particle beams as well being researched for our Black Hand player Shoktrepet. He's on double MCV still. He has income. When haruspex gets his MCV back out, he's going to be in good shape. He's probably banking up a lot of money now, considering how he's lost the MCV. He needs to go for a tech, I reckon. Juggernauts in this position would be great. Hammerheads, Juggernauts, and Marv. That's what he needs to be focusing on building. He's coming up here with the MCV. And this is going to be a problem here for haruspex. He's got hammerheads, but I'm not sure if he has critical mass of them to really, you know, kill these obelisks off. You may want to consider getting them over here right now, though. And an MCV is on the field, as we can see, as well as a decoy or potentially even a real Temple of Nod. So if this goes straight to the late game, then we could be looking at a nuke in this game. So, but I have to give it to haruspex. He's holding on here, albeit barely. He's going for hammerheads or potentially predator tanks in this point in time. He needs to go for like a tech center, man. He's going hammerheads here. Maybe a quick, you know, ravaging across the back of the base could be good. But I've noticed one thing about Shoktrepet is that he hasn't upgraded any of his power plants. So the back of his base is not going to be as vulnerable as haruspex is maybe anticipating it to be. It's one good thing about what Shoktrepet done by not upgrading his power plants is that hammerheads are not going to be destroying all of his power as easily, because upgraded power plants like triple the output of power. But yeah, MCV going to be destroyed. Actually, you know, these hammerheads here doing some major work. He hasn't got tip core, fortunately for Shoktrepet. Another obelisk comes down here for Shoktrepet, and he's going to get this MCV. And the hammerhead's going to be recalled back to base. He needs to try and deal with these flame tanks as well. Shoktrepet, he's in the back of the base killing the harvesters. Wow. Didn't notice those, so haruspex managed to get a few tanks in the back to try and kill some harvesters. He got those, but yeah, these obelisks are just causing so much problems. The MCV is going to be a problem as well. The tech center is still there, and the purifiers, mind you. There is one in back, flame tank in the back of the base, going elite now. And this is really it for haruspex. What's he going to do here? He's going hammerheads. He's still got mass hammerhead, and he does have a Emp spike as well. So if he can get some work done with that, maybe he has a shot at winning, or you know, even at least pushing this back. There's no anti-air being queued. The problem with anti-air from Nod is that it's easily focused down by the hammerheads and such. But I reckon he just needs to keep the hammerheads near the base. These pred tanks are massing in force. He's got the flame tank to contend with still. It's at the back of the base. It is elite, on the verge of going heroic. Purifies moving out. Shoktrepet's economy is not nearly as good as what you think. And yeah, I just feel that he could have... well, actually, power difficulty here for Shoktrepet. What is haruspex doing? He needs to be trying to save his expansion. This is his only mining operation. He needs to deal with this obelisk. He needs to take out this MCV. I'm not sure what's being built here. I suspect it could be a mantis. That would be a problem for him. And yeah, I just feel that any moment now, haruspex is going to call the GG. And especially with these two purifiers in the back of the base. But yeah, I have to give it to... definitely have to give it to haruspex in this game. He gave Shoktrepet a run for his money. Got an Emp coming in. He's going to Emp that obelisk. And the hammerhead's still alive. I mean, if he could maybe try and reclaim these husks, maybe he has a chance. But he lost his MCV though, so he's not going to be able to build a barracks. And it's only a matter of time now, really, before it is GG. Unless there's something I don't know about. haruspex has taken this tower. But, I mean, there's nothing really else besides that on the map for haruspex. He's going to try and take out this flame tank. This flame tank is going to seal the deal here. And there's no production. And that is going to be GG. Actually, no, he does have an MC, but no income, no harvesters, no spikes. haruspex is dead. And that's going to be GG. So, wow. I feel that shoktrepet in that game made it a lot harder than what it needed to be. I really feel that he could have ended that a lot sooner. But nevertheless, I have to say that, I mean, haruspex in income-wise, was actually quite tight with shoktrepet that entire game. I just feel that shoktrepet had the driving seat of that entire game, though. But maybe it's just me. He did make a lot of work happen with those flame tanks. I feel that haruspex could have done better with scouting them. And, you know, it's really imperative for a player to scout Black Hand because of these lethal, you know, harassment options that they have when unscouted can be game wing. So yeah, guys, that's going to be a game, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, what's up, guys? Marcy here, coming back to do another video commentary, and today I'll be casting a game which is going to be between shoktrepet and haruspex. It was taken from a series that you can find in its entirety on this Russian channel that does a lot of Kane's Wrath best of 8 events. I'm glad that it exists, and we still have events and tournaments being played. And you know, it's just great how we still have some form of community remaining in the game. So yeah, if you haven't already checked it out, then I'll leave the link in the video description below. So with all that said, it's going to be a request from that best of 8 series between shoktrepet and haruspex. Without further ado, let's get into this game. We're going to be between, it's going to be on Tiberium Rift. Tiberium Rift? I meant to say Tournament Rift. Everybody plays Tiberium Rift nowadays. Tournament Rift is like a long gone era, which feels like a millennia ago, like when me and Dutch and Unleashed played nothing but this map. Good times, but yeah, we're going to be on this map once again, and on the left hand side we can see, who is over here? It's going to be haruspex playing as the purple Skrin, and scrolling over on the right hand side we can see shoktrepet playing as the blue Marked of Kane. So Skrin versus Marked of Kane, and curiously enough both of these guys picked it. So I'm not sure if there was any strike rules involved in this event or what, but it's an unusual matchup to say the least. Mark versus Skrin. I'd have to tip it to Skrin simply because Mechapedes are so oppressive, though if you go like quick Mechapede versus Nod and your opponent is mocked, then of course you can endlessly emp those mechas, and it's just going to be insanely hard to make mechas work versus that. So looks like we got a really classic build coming out of shoktrepet in this first game here. It's going to be shadow teams for him, and we have the synths for haruspex over here. haruspex fortunately not going for any engineers. Looks like, what's his name, shoktrepet is going to go for his engineers. He's going for shadow teams. He's sending them straight to the Skrin's base, though. He may be forced to recall his shadow teams to deal with those descents, but I guess that he needs to watch his engineers. Wow, that was real close there. Nice move there from haruspex. I presume that he tried to hide his buzzers in this terrain here, because if you noticed, it's actually very buggy, and you don't see units there unless you double tap the middle mouse button to fix it. But the shadow team's just going to cause a nuisance here. Looks like haruspex though got the war factory up, so he didn't get that cancelled, which is the main thing, and that's not going to help him there getting tib exposure from that Tiberium field. And can shoktrepet save this? Spike is going to be ever so close. Oh my god, he's going to get it. I could not have got any closer, and wow, that's going to put either sides in well, actually I'd tip the Skrin player to be in a better position. I mean, he should have known though that he was up against Nod, and the likelihood of shadow teams on this map is like near 100%, especially versus Skrin, where they have almost a guaranteed snipe on the reactor. Though if you put your power plant at the very back of your base, then you can just about prevent that war factory being cancelled from the first power plant that goes down. That's really the whole point of the shadow team rush, is to destroy that first power plant and deny the war factory. And also to secure the Tiberium spikes in the bottom as well. Having those the whole game is going to be very, very beneficial. But it looks like we have an all-in here for Shoktrepet. I guess he feels that he is in a very dire position. I don't blame him. I mean, haruspex has an expansion. He's moved his drone ship anyways to this field, and I'm not sure if haruspex got early advance warning of this MCV cell. Let's go to his fog of war. I'm curious to see if that's the case. No, he's unaware of it. He's got a buzzer down here, which he can use for future scouts. He's got a gunwalker en route to the base. He's going for seekers, I see at the moment, which is going to be good for him. He must suspect that something's up based on these bikes, which I guess are on a rally point now. So, wow, he's actually got a number of seekers out already, haruspex, in this game. I feel that if Shoktrepet commits to this attack more, he's probably going to lose. I mean, his first wave of units are not really doing too much damage here. And when it comes to all-ins, you want to ensure that the first wave of units that from your all-in, you know, at least kills a harvester or something like that. But neither one of those things has happened for Shoktrepet. He's going to get some seeker kills. I feel that's bad micro though from haruspex. He could have actually done a better job there. He's going for attenuated force burst as well, which is going to absorb a lot of damage here for haruspex. Does he need to micro? Well, not necessarily. Drone ship is going to be lifted back to base as well. I don't really feel that that was necessary unless there was an engineer there, which I didn't see. But no, it's just a couple shadow teams. Triple shadow team could probably bomb the nerve center and deny that attenuated force field upgrade, though. Shoktrepet has bigger concerns right now. He is very behind in eco. He's not going for a refinery. He's not, I meant to say, he's not going for an MCV. He's not even going for another harvester. He does have actually 3 harvesters, so he managed to get one more out there. He's going to be all in still. And I feel that I've been in this position myself many a time, and the problem with Scrin when they get all in is that you get base contained versus bike buggy. And if you can't take an expansion, then the not player with triple spike is just going to slowly but surely win, because they're going to have more units from that one field that they have compared to your one field. But wow, this is going to be pretty bad for haruspex. He's leaving the base, though he does feel that he's comfortable in defending it with 5 seekers here. I guess he's right to do that, and this could be it for Shoktrepet. He's going for Scorps here. Does he have enough though to defend off as these fully upgraded seekers? A lightning spike here could end it, as well as reconstruction drones, but he's not microing. He's trying to stop these bikes from, you know, killing his harvesters, though. He's only got a couple bikes here. Most of those units there are buggies at this point. Reconstruction drones here would be pretty good for haruspex, but let's see what he decides to do. He's scattering his fire all over the place. He's going to go in for the harvester kills now, but yeah, he's only triple tanks here. There's only 3 tanks. If he destroys those, he pretty much has it. He's going to put some drones down here. 2 spikes for Shoktrepet still, but one thing of note here for haruspex is he doesn't have an expansion. He's trying to long leash Tiberium. In fact, no, it looks like that's just going to the dead tib, spike tib. And looks like the shadow teams got cleaned up in the end. They didn't really accomplish too much. They maybe killed 1 power plant, but yeah, things could not have gone any worse for Shoktrepet. But actually, I take that back. He killed all those seekers. I guess when he pulled those buggies back, he had enough firepower to destroy all those. But he's in a good position here. He's got 2 spikes and an army. So this is actually really bad for haruspex. He's going to have to get a refinery down soon, otherwise he's long leashing Tiberium. And if I were Shoktrepet, I'd definitely be having on top of my mind the possibility of my Scrin opponent going for that blue tip, because that's really the only thing that can, you know, pull things back. But yeah, he's going to stay put at base. There's no bikes ready to go on the counter harass. He has Scorps, but those are very slow compared to the bikes. This will probably buy haruspex enough time to get refinery up. Looks like he's stalling for tip. Maybe he could sell one of his war factories off if he can't sustain it. He's going to have to get double ref up. And if he really is looking to defend his base, he could just go for a portal and make a few photon cannons in his base. But why is he doing this? I'm so confused right now. Seekers have made their way up on the top of the base. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he feels that there's an engineer there. He's a bit all over the place for haruspex in this game. He needs to be wary of his Seekers here. If he loses these, he has no standing army, and he's gonna get taken out here. Shoktrepet's production is not going to get slowed down because he does have Tib still. He has spikes as well. Haruspex, same can't be said for him. Shadow Team's getting cleaned up there. And Haruspex, he needs a refinery really desperately though. And Shoktrepet is still in this game, very much so. Maybe it's now the time to go for an MCV. Rebuild that MCV, go for an expansion. Haruspex does have harvesters. 5 of them to be exact, but he's long leeching Tiberium, so yeah, that's really bad. And look at all this blue tip, man. If he moves his MCV to this field, like if either one of these guys builds an MCV or moves it to this field, it's pretty much over. Because I mean, look at it this way: haruspex, the only thing that he needs to really worry about is these spikes really now, and the blue Tiberium. So should be definitely something at the top of his mind to take that Tiberium. And again, I don't understand this move, like packing the MCV up here. There's not much really to destroy. I mean, there is a lot of scores, but you can probably fend it off reasonably effectively with photon cannons, and especially before, when he had the bigger army before he wasted all of his Seeker tanks. But yeah, Seeker's in the back of the base here. He's going to find an opening. He could do with a lightning strike, though. I saw that he sold that off earlier, that tier 2. And now his field's going to get camped. So this could be it for haruspex. He is camping around this war factory with Seeker tanks. But I feel that it's only a matter of time here. Why is Shoktrepet pulling back though from this field? He had him camped there. I mean, haruspex was starved pretty much out of Tiberium, though. It looks like he's bought himself enough time to, regrow some of that Tiberium there. So he will have some gas in the tank, but not for long. Shoktrepet's numbers are growing. And wow, I'm surprised that these Seekers weren't actually dealt with earlier. And Harvester goes down. Oh, maybe I called this too soon as well for Shoktrepet. He's going to lose 2 Harvesters. That's pretty devastating, actually. It's those spikes, man, that that haruspex needs to destroy. He could just send his drone ship to the spikes and take them. Could be one thing that he could do. But let's see what haruspex has on his mind here. Shoktrepet has a massive army. I feel that haruspex just doesn't have enough to deal with it, even though he does have the upgrade advantage. Though Seekers really didn't defeat Scorps to begin with. Before they had an upgrade, they got massacred versus Scorps, but it's going to be really difficult. Maybe the Synths would be an option. There's not many buggies here to support, though I guess some of them are left back at base. I guess he knows that there's another group of units which are going to probably harass him in the back. He's going for Harvesters here, so this will slow down his production while he recovers economically. Disintegrators being produced now for haruspex. This is just going to be really cannon fodder. Or maybe even more than that, because the buggies aren't being microed. They're going to get some nice damage done there. Reverse move bug costing Shoktrepet a few tanks there, and this is actually looking to be a good engagement here for haruspex. He does have a refinery. He's going for a photon cannons. He's not building another refinery. I reckon he could have had one up like ages ago, but yeah, what's he going to do versus all these Scorps? He's got Seekers in the back of the base, though. Those got caught out of position. And this game is really close. He's losing his Seekers, though, from the War Spheres. He could probably... I don't know. I feel that he's just losing too much now. He could have pulled those back, gone for the Synth. He's only 3 buggers in the field. And haruspex is going to throw in the towel, so wow. I felt that he kegged that game. I felt that he had it if he had only just set up an expansion. He kept packing his drone ship up. I'm not sure why he done that. And I just feel that he threw that game. I mean, look at the resources graph here. haruspex, he was clearly ahead in resources, but he just was too wasteful, and you can't afford to be versus Nod, because their units are more cost effective than yours. Seekers, buggies, and bikes, not necessarily bikes, but buggies and Scorps at least, just mow down Seekers like nothing. So you need to either be ahead, really ahead in eco, have an expansion versus an all-in, and have mass tier 1, or just take up a tier 3 and go mechas, because mechas are very powerful and cost effective versus non tier 1 as well. But instead he decided to go for Seekers, I felt that that was unnecessary. He didn't clean up those shadow teams. One thing you could do versus that is call in the buzzer swarm. You could scout the shadow teams with the Seeker and then, you know, throw down the swarm and destroy all of them. But he didn't do that, and I felt that his concentration was maybe absorbed by that for the majority of the game. But yeah, that was a pretty decent game to watch, and I enjoyed that one. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed these casts, and I'll probably actually just make this into one video with the last game that I actually recorded and VODed. So yeah, this is Master Leaf. Peace out.